We must pay attention to spiritual structure for continuous victory. We must never take any battle for granted. We must never take any battle for granted. Must never take any attack of Satan for granted. Some people have committed this blunder and they have paid dearly for it. There is a song. I would like Becky to talk to Sister Remy and let her come teach the worship team, because it's the song sang in Hausa language and it's powerful. When I saw it, I texted it to her. And I texted it to Becky too, but she would just look at it. This song sounds good, but she know no meaning of it. No, I'm not. Praise the Lord. I don't know whether you were able to listen to it, but if you had listened to it, you would know what they are saying. So that is why I want her to come and just break it so we can have it translated. It's saying, Satan, Mekaria, or something like that. Say, Gaba, Bam go Mabayaba. You need to listen to it. It's so. Now, David knew this concept so well. And let me tell you about David. If you look at the life of David, I want to dwell a little bit on David, then just towards the end I will touch on Joshua. David knew so well this very concept, he started to boast before the encounter with Goliath. And there's a slogan that became almost like a phrase in Christendom. And that is in 1 Samuel 17:37. David knew so well, he even boasted of defeating Goliath, even when King Saul, as experienced as he was, did not see that kind of victory coming. David knew. His faith was not shaken at all. So the quotation is in 1 Samuel 17:13. The Lord who rescued me from the power of the lion and from the power of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. He was ready. He was determined. He was expectant. And he was serious about what he was saying. It doesn't match. You are not even old enough to be enlisted in the army, and this is a veteran warrior and a champion. You can't even carry his javelin. But he was able to go face him because he has already grown understanding the power of God, while as young as when he was little. Now, I was telling you about the testimony of my brother, and I said to you, when things don't go the way it should go, don't look at it in your natural mindset. It is catastrophic if you do. 8 is the sign number of new beginning. 7 is perfection. 5 is grace. 3 is Trinity. Now, David was not the 7th, it was the 8th. Because when all the children of Jesse passed through, he forgot him. Theologians have really argued that maybe he was one born by another woman. Otherwise, how can the father forget when he said, gather all your children? But he was the youngest, but he was in the one that was put in the most tedious job, to tend the sheep in the field. I bet if the older ones come, they will just let the tiger and lion and bear eat those goats because they can't confront him. They don't have the kind of relationship with God like David did. But he was the youngest. And they threw him in. He did not see that as rejection. It was rejection. But instead, he was able to recycle the pain and turn it into something awesome. An ability to connect, a time set apart without human element, to be able to reach God, to be able to inquire, one thing have I desired. So the experience and the delivery power that he has built up with God in the field, that's what he took with him now. He was being prepared. It was a setback by man, but it was a setup by God. He learned. When he came face to face with Goliath, he didn't go with gun or javelin or anything. He just said, and the Lord gave victory. He knew it was God. He expected it to be God. Nothing in it will qualify him to be him as the one that is orchestrating that battle and the victory. It was God, 100%. So, moving forward. And now let's see how David, he knew this already. So when he was raided, when they raided his settlement in Ziklag, he will never forget. Now the problem with men is that we tend to forget. In the heat of pain, we tend to forget everything that God represents in our lives. God forbid, they said that something, they give you this diagnosis that is like, whoa. You throw away every understanding of who God is. You run helter-skelter. They tell you to go to this man, this Baba. They tell you to go to this. If you travel to New York just to receive whatever it is, and has it stopped being God? No. Will it stop because I'm in a situation? No. And if I cry to him, I do all I need to do, and he say, come home, I say, hey, it's a journey home. He is the sovereign God. So he knew this so much, so well. No wonder he resisted the temptation to rush after the bandits that raided the settlement. And even when he had the conspiracy of his men about to stone him to death, he didn't jump in and say, it was a warrior. So far, undefeatable one. He could saddle his horse and his men and go after. He resisted the pressure of the circumstances because he had an experience before. He carried that and they say, hey, this is what he did. 1 Samuel 30 verse 4. Instead of rushing out, number one, let me tell you why it's so hard for him. His two wives were taken as well. The Ahinoam of Jezreel and Abigail, the widow of Nabal. They took those two. They took his men's children and their wives, and they burned the whole settlement. Won't your blood be boiling like, I need to get these people? But he resisted the urge and pressure of the circumstance. He said, no. And this is what he did. The Bible says, after the deep despair, David found strength and encouragement in God rather than in his circumstances. He waited. He waited. Everything in his body was itching to get those people. But he waited. And this is the turning point for David and his men. Look at verse 8 of 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 8. David inquired of the Lord. This is what he said. Should I pursue the raiders? Will I overtake them? That was his question. He went to the Lord. And that's what he said. Now let me tell you the danger of you asking God. If you are strong enough, ask God. But if you ask God, if he said don't go, you set yourself up for whatever answer God gives you. If he said don't go, some people will say, I stop serving you. You don't even know. The wife of Job said, just curse him and go. Just this guy, you think maintaining innocence, curse him and go. If you ask God, you stand the chance of God to saying to you, go. That is what you want to hear. Or what if he said don't go? Then you would flagrantly disobey God's direct instruction? Think about it. If you ask him, you are open to his verdict. But this time the Lord said go. Now, if he had gone before now, do you know the things that happened that brought him victory? He saw one of the boys of the leader that was abandoned on the way, tired and hungry, fainting with no strength. But if he had gone by himself, immediately without waiting for God, he would have missed that person and he would know where those bandits are and he will come back empty and they will still kill him. It's good to wait. Tell your neighbor, wait on the Lord. Hey, okay. 2 Samuel 5. I want to talk about this. This another story now. When the Philistines heard that David was crowned the king, they gathered together against him. They set their tents in the valley of Rephaim near Jerusalem, coming after David. Now David already knew so well now that I dare not move without telling my God. I dare not leap. And the trouble we have is that when things press so hard, so let me come back here. How many of you just jump into business venture that looks so lucrative, not knowing that it's a bait that carries some defeat inside of it as a package? Did you first go to God and ask God? Regardless of, if you don't put the deposit down now, today is the last day, but God is yet to answer you. Don't you know that if you wait on God a little bit and it's 2 days past the let me say to you something. This year, and Della is here, if I say something, she won't say that's not true, Pastor, but in her mind, she will say, Pastor just made that up. Do you think I can speak directly and she will listen anymore when I just stand there and lie? So, we turn in grant application. We were late because she felt there was a little unclear instruction, not confusing instruction. And there's a lady that wanted Deola to help her. And the lady started telling me that this thing it's already late. I received a call from the county. They said that it's because some people have interest in you. That's why we are telling you. If you miss that deadline, they won't process you. She said that. And since Deola was telling me that, no, it is the next week, the lady took every information from Deola and gave it to somebody else, and they lodged them in that day. Boom. We were late by 2 days. And I said to Deola, we're late. She was praying to God to help you us mercy. And then I saw my phone 3 days ago that they say if it doesn't come by 12, they won't process it. So we sent it in. She was feeling a little bit guilty because you know how painful we just lose 17K. She said she posted it. I saw that she posted it. We keep her like this. They didn't say nothing for a long time, but they processed it and we won it. So what I'm saying, why I'm saying this is, if they say you are late, if you don't turn in today, but you have not heard from God, don't let that lateness matter. Let God be God. Don't become like Saul. Samuel is not here yet, and he went in and crashed. I'm telling you to just understand this concept of spiritual structure. So David did not launch. He waited. And when God said, go, you will catch up and you will recover, he jumped up. And you know the end of the story. Now, when they heard that he's been made king, they rallied together and they set their tent around the valley of Rephaim. When David heard, he went into the stronghold. He's already used to it. He dared not do anything without seeking God. He went to the stronghold. They were already, battle is already set. He went into the stronghold. They are ready to start. What if they advance and they round him up? He went into the stronghold. Do you know a place you can go to? Do you have a place to go to? Do you have the kind of worship song that will kick you into the spirit in a minute? That you have to go and sit and start to rock left and right because you see, it does not matter what. If you have a wife like mine, he'll be reminding you that you are waiting. But you cannot rush. You dare not rush. You don't take matters into your hands. It's God. He will understand. No, God has a principle. Follow instruction. And then he went into the stronghold. So David inquired of the Lord, should I go up against the Philistines? Will you deliver them into my hands? 2 questions. When you ask God questions, be ready to abide with his answers. I know, I know my children. If they really bent to want to do something, they won't ask me. Because they cannot stand the risk of me saying don't. So they just do. That was one of my ministers. She left church now. She was going to go visit one celebrity. Is it The Voice? Something, The Voice, when people sing and yeah. He was going to visit one of them. The people connected her. And she was almost warning my wife. Tell daddy don't say no. Tell daddy don't say no. But if she asked me directly, I would have said no. But she would have gone. She said she was warning her to tell me not to say no to her going there. So I didn't say anything because she didn't ask me. If she had asked me, I would have said no. And if she go, it's on her. So she went. She came back. She was telling me all the stories. I said, But she went, knowing that she dare not ask me for fear I may say no. That is how we all are with the things of God. We don't want to ask him because he may say no. I need to build this thing. I need to get into this thing. No. If the idea to take it to God, no. What if you say no? So he asked God, and the Lord said, go. And he went and defeated them, and they were so astonished, they ran, they left off their idols, which David took and destroyed. This is the key here. They came back the second time. They encamped in the same place. If you are David, You will jump in like everything is like what's the last one. If you are David, you jump in the same way you came in and just. And he went to us again. I said, no, you won't go like you went the first time. Circle around and stand under this tree. That is a structure for continuous victory. Not the way you did it yesterday, because God told you, go back for this fresh manna. Yesterday's one is for yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so, the victory, God gave David permission and assured him of victory. He routed them at Baal Perazim. The two different, let me go quickly. First, 2 Samuel 5:24. The second battle line was drawn. The Philistine army exactly settled at the same place. Somebody go to 1 Samuel 5:23 to 25. Those two verses. 1 Samuel 5:23 to 24. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and go upon them over against the mulberry tree. Don't do like you did the first time. You gave me the instruction the first time. Your instruction is good forever. No. If you do the first time instruction, you will crash. He went the way the Lord said, different from the first time, and cleared them. Once you hear, now this is detailed attention here. He said, the moment you hear the sound, immediately jump in. It doesn't feel right, you just defeated yourself. It doesn't seem right, you just destroy your destiny. The moment, it does not matter. The moment God set ahead, He said He will go before you. And the moment He said you hear the sound, it's not need to talk. It doesn't need to talk to you no more. The moment you hear the sound, launching. Delay obedience is what? That's it. If you delay, you fail. The victory depended on God moving first. The Lord will go out before you. David had to act decisively, immediately, quickly, because the captain of the army already called for the battle. Now hear this. 2 Samuel chapter 12. When Nathan went to David the king, see, if you ignore the structure, regardless of how much you've been following it, you will stumble. Nathan said to David, when he commits some foolish acts, he said in chapter 12, verse 8, verse 7, you are the man. This is what the Lord God of Israel says. I anointed you king over Israel, and I delivered you from the hand of Saul. I gave your master's house to you and your master's wives into your arms. I gave you the house of Israel and Judah. And if that was not enough, I will have given you even more. This is, let me continue. Why then have you despised the command of the Lord by doing evil in his sight? You put Uriah the Hittite to the sword and took his wife as your own, for you have slain him with the sword of the Ammonites. This is what he's saying. With all the... So he was speaking in the context of him taking Uriah's wife and killing Uriah, right? He killed the wife, the husband took the wife. And he was speaking in the context of him taking that man's wife. And he said, I gave you all these things, and if it is not enough, that is including wives, if it is not enough, I will have given you more. That's what he was saying there. Because it wasn't talking about the context, in context of the property or land that he gave Israel and Judah. He was talking because he took Uriah and he said, for all these things that I've given to you, even all the wives and concubines of Saul, I pass them over to you. And if this is not enough, I will have given you. Why will you have to kill the man in order to take the wife? Do you know that, you know what David did though? The man that always seek God, he did not seek God. And he did not listen to, he was bent just like you and I will do. He didn't go to God. He did it and he crashed. Another thing he did, as a man that already know how to follow God to the teeth, he commanded that the army they should count the army of the Lord. And he suffered for it. It does not matter how far you've been following. If for continuous victory, you got to continuously uphold the spiritual structure. If you fail, it won't look at you like, oh, last time he came. No. Now, let me talk about Joshua. You don't know. Let me just say a little bit how powerful this man is. He was a warrior. He was a champion. He was a legend. This man commanded the sun and the moon and they stood. I'm not making story. You know your Bible. And then they went to it's the city of Ai. And they suffered serious defeat. Why? They disregarded spiritual structure. This man fought 5 nations with 5 kings because he was in sync with God. Listening and hearing from God. He rained brimstone to give him victory. He captured all the kings and he continued to go. When he finished the battle, he came back. The kings were trapped in the cave. He brought them down and finished them. One person, 5 nations. They went against this little nation and they were defeated. Go with me to 2 Samuel 12:3, I guess. 2 Samuel 12:3. Where is it? 2 Samuel 12:3. You are holding me down. Wherefore hast thou but the 2 Samuel 12. No, it cannot be 2 Samuel 12. Joshua 7:3. Joshua 7:3. Joshua 7:3. Okay. Let the more experienced people put it up. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, let not all the people go, but let about 2,000 to 3,000 men go and smite Ai. And make not all the people to labor hither, for they are but few. The commandants and the army captains advised Joshua, just send this is an easy win. This is a battle they're supposed to win. And this is a battle they were defeated in. Joshua didn't go seek the Lord. But there are twofold to the defeat, as stated in the Bible. When they went to Jericho, there was an instruction that they neglected. Achan did what he should. He said everything there is to the Lord, destroyed. He was so much in a thiefy spirit, he stole some things and he hid it in the ground. And when they went to Ai, Joshua did not listen to God. He didn't inquire from God. But he took the advice of men, the natural men, and he said, do not go to Egypt for help. In Egypt, he said their horses are made of flesh, not steel. The people there are men, not God. If you go to Egypt for help, the one that is helping and the one that is about to receive help will both perish. Now, he listened to the army captains that say, you don't need to send them all. So he sent the 300, they whipped them. And Joshua now realized that what happened? Immediately he went to seek the Lord. And the Lord said, you guys disobey me, number one. And number two, you did not listen. You didn't seek me. If you've been seeking God in so many other areas, keep the spiritual structure in place. Because if you refuse or you get carried away for whatever reason, it does not matter how much you have been victorious in the past. Trouble. It's not your portion. Relationship. This boy is fine. She's back. He speaks so gently. He's calm. He's a very yes. If somebody said think about you will rebuke your friend, you can cancel that your friend for trying to. Maybe she too is looking for a way to go back. So she's no. It might be the devil in angel's clothing. And when you walk, you are already mesmerized. Say, this mistake, it must be God sent. The way we met, did God say it's him? And when you see that, don't you know that men have a way of wearing a veil, a mask. When man will lie, bold lie. He will tell you are the only sugar in the tea. It's a lie. I've listened to a whole lot of paternity. This man says he loves me. This man says, well, I'll say everything to get what I want. I just say anything I want. Did God say? Did God say yes? And when a woman wants to, she will cook food for you. She will clean the house. She will you see, this brain and beauty combined together. What are you waiting for? Hey. When she come home, she will take the veil. Then you will say, what? No. It didn't blind you. You were just being blinded by yourself. Did God say? You see, she's so fine. The figure is so it's irresistible. And you say, no, I don't need to. No, this is God sent this one. I don't need God. No, God already. How did you? You know the way we met? My brother connected me. It will not have happened. Two things don't happen like that. It's a lie. Did God say? That's all. And those business deals, I need to put this money here today. If I don't, that is a ruin. You get it from every source. Sign your life away to get it in. Because if you listen to it, did God say though? And then boom. It's what you never expect to happen that will just happen last minute. You say, what? Oh, I was blindsided. No, you've been blind way before you were sighted. Did God say? Did God say? If God say, then fine. As I am now, today, and like ever before, if somebody should say, and don't say God say if you are not sure. Because if you say God say you are not sure, it will stop people like us from trying to even say anything. Once you say God say, the end will justify the means. That's it. May the Lord help us to seek him always and not to lean to our own understanding. God bless you. If you are here, you want to say like those four